Good morning, everyone. My name is Lucas, and I want to welcome you to Lighthouse Baptist Church. We'll get our service started here in just a few minutes with worship, but before we do, we want to let you know what's coming up next here at Lighthouse. As we continue to celebrate Jesus this Christmas at Lighthouse, please make a note of a few changes to our remaining services this month. The next two Sundays, December 22nd and 29th, we'll be combining our Sunday school classes. On the 22nd, the men will meet in the fellowship hall to hear a special lesson from Pastor Copeland, and the women will meet in the auditorium to hear from Mrs. Copeland. Then on the 29th, all those ages 40 and under will meet in the fellowship hall, and those over the age of 40 will be in the auditorium for a special Sunday school hour. We will also be making several adjustments to our midweek services for Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. Our Christmas Eve service will be at 5 p.m., and that evening we will participate in a candlelight service, take part in the Lord's Supper together, and Pastor Copeland will read the Christmas story to all the kids in attendance. This is always a wonderful time together as a church, and we hope that you'll plan to join us to celebrate Jesus this Christmas Eve. Then, our New Year's Eve service will be on Tuesday, the 31st, at our normal service time of 7 p.m., and this will be our last service of the year, so don't miss out. Lastly, as we prepare for 2025, be planning and praying for our church's mission conference on January 29th through February 2nd. We'll be joined by 4 new missionaries and their families and have the opportunity to hear from our guest speaker, Dr. Mark Bushy. Be praying now that God will use this conference and our church to reach people around the world with the gospel of Jesus, and plan to be part of the conference in January. Thank you everyone for being with us today. You can stay connected throughout the week by following us on social media and joining our email list on our website. If Lighthouse is your church home and you'd like to financially participate in the ministry here, you may utilize the giving boxes in the back of the room or visit lbctheodore.com/give for digital and reoccurring options.
Could have been a night just like this one. The air filled with anticipation. And that light, so bright in the night sky that it beckoned for shepherds and wise men to follow. Imagine to their surprise when they arrive and find a tiny baby laying in a manger, surrounded with nothing more than farm animals. How could this be their king? How could the Savior of the world be here in this place? And yet they were compelled. They bowed down right there and worshiped him. You see, they knew that something beyond comprehension had just transpired. The hope of all mankind has just shown up before them. That Jesus, although a baby, had come for you and for me. He came to give us a hope and a future. He came so that we might have joy and light. He came so that no matter what circumstances we find ourselves in, all we have to do is call on his name and we would be saved. This is the story of Christmas. This is the story of the greatest gift ever given. The story of a king, the Savior of the world, born in a manger for you and for me.